In a vast and prosperous kingdom ruled by King Richard the Bold, there lived a man named Master Gregory Thorn, the royal advisor, renowned throughout the land for his sharp mind, profound wisdom, and unwavering loyalty. Master Gregory held the king's trust above all others. His counsel shaped the fate of the kingdom, and his reputation as a sage spread far and wide. He was respected by many, envied by some, but none could deny his brilliance. Yet, Master Gregory's family lived humbly on the outskirts of the capital. Among them was his only son, Edric Thorn. Edric was a quiet boy, gentle and thoughtful, unlike his father. He did not seek attention or praise. To most, Edric appeared somewhat simple-minded, content to stay in the background and worked silently without expecting recognition. But few realized that his silence held a quiet wisdom, one that would shape his future in unexpected ways. One day, during a council meeting, whispers began to spread among the courtiers. Some, envious of Master Gregory's favored position with the king, sought to undermine him. One of them, a proud and ambitious man named Malik, saw an opportunity. "Your Majesty," Malik began, bowing with a smirk, "your trusted advisor, Master Gregory Thorn, is indeed wise, but I hear troubling things about his son. It is said that Edric is, well, less than bright. He lacks judgment, surely. Such a boy can't be the heir to such brilliance." King Richard, ever wise and fair, decided to test the claim. "Very well," the king said, his voice calm but inquisitive. "Let us see for ourselves. Bring Edric to me tomorrow at dawn." The following morning, Edric was summoned to the palace. As he entered the king's chambers, King Richard greeted him warmly, though his eyes carried an inquisitive glint. "Edric, I've heard conflicting reports about you. Some say you lack wisdom. Tell me, my boy, which is more valuable, gold or silver?" Without hesitation, Edric answered, his voice calm and clear, "Silver." "Your Majesty," the king raised an eyebrow. "And why is that?" Edric met the king's gaze steadily. "Because silver is more useful every day. Gold may be prized, but silver is practical. It's steady, reliable. Gold is for moments of grandeur, but silver sustains you through the journey." King Richard, though surprised, didn't press further. Over the next several days, he asked Edric the same question again and again. Each time, Edric gave the same simple answer. Silver. The courtiers, watching the exchange, began to snicker and whisper among themselves. How foolish, they said. A simple boy with no understanding of value. Master Gregory, watching from the sidelines, felt a pang of sorrow but said nothing. That evening, when he returned home, he sat with Edric and asked gently, "My son, why do you say silver is more valuable than gold, when you know the truth of it?" Edric smiled softly. "Father, I have learned something. If I say gold is more valuable, the king may give me gold once, maybe twice. But if I say silver, the king will give me silver every day. It is the steady gift, the one that sustains you. Over time, gold may glitter, but silver lasts." Master Gregory's heart swelled with pride. Edric's quiet wisdom had surpassed the shallow judgments of others, sometimes. The most powerful choices are the ones made in silence, with patience and humility. Days passed, and the courtiers continued to mock Edric. But he never wavered. He remained calm and steady, never seeking to prove himself, never getting angry. Meanwhile, Master Gregory continued to advise King Richard with his usual wisdom and integrity. The king, who was known for his boldness, found in Master Gregory not only a wise advisor but also a man of rare patience. Then, one afternoon, the kingdom faced a great crisis. A neighboring realm threatened war, and King Richard called his council together. Malik, eager for glory, proposed an aggressive military campaign, full of promises of riches and conquest. But Master Gregory, ever the strategist, spoke up. "Your Majesty," Master Gregory said, his voice steady and firm, "true strength lies not only in the might of our arms, but in the strength of our patience. We must seek peace first, while quietly preparing for the worst. We can avoid bloodshed by negotiating, by showing restraint." King Richard listened carefully to his advisor's words. And after a thoughtful silence, he agreed. The conflict was resolved through careful diplomacy and preparation, avoiding war entirely. The kingdom praised Master Gregory for his wisdom, and Malik, furious that his proposal had failed, began plotting again, still bitter. Malik sought to undermine Master Gregory by making Edric the target of his next scheme. He tried to mock Edric's earlier answers, hoping to convince the king that the boy was foolish. But when King Richard summoned Edric once more, he answered every question with calm and insightful replies. His steady wisdom silenced the courtiers and proved that what they had once deemed foolish was, in fact, a quiet power. As time passed, Edric's influence grew, a wealthy merchant, curious about the boy who preferred silver over gold, came to the palace and offered a magnificent golden ring as a gift. "Why do you choose silver over gold?" the merchant asked. "Gold is so much more valuable." Edric smiled and answered, "Gold dazzles, but it vanishes quickly. Silver is steady, dependable. It builds over time." The merchant was struck by the boy's insight and decided to invest in his ideas. With Edric's guidance, the merchant turned his wealth into even greater fortune. Edric's quiet wisdom began to spread, and more people sought his counsel. He showed that steady progress, not flashy success, built a foundation that lasted. Years passed, and Edric matured into a respected man. He became an envoy for King Richard, known throughout the kingdom for his intellect, patience, and quiet strength. The kingdom flourished under his influence, and Edric's humble success became an inspiration to all. Master Gregory, now older but content, often said to those who asked, "What Edric?" His success is silent, but mighty. In a world obsessed with noise and display, he has shown us the power of quiet progress. The lesson, as the kingdom came to understand, was clear. Not every victory needs to be proclaimed. Sometimes the quiet choices, the ones made in silence and with patience, are the ones that endure. True wisdom lies not in the rush to speak, but in knowing when to listen. And true strength is found not in bold gestures, but in steady, humble actions that build something lasting.